All right, hello everybody. Hope your day is going well. It is time for a little bit of an update on what we're experiencing right now with the weather outside. Things right now pretty quiet here in South Texas, but we do have a lot of activity out there kind of further on off towards our east. We do have Tropical Storm Sally in the Gulf of Mexico. Thank goodness it is not coming our way, but it is going to impact some of our friends and family closer on over towards the Louisiana and Mississippi Gulf Coast, as well as in the Alabama Gulf Coast and even into parts of the Florida Panhandle. So we're going to talk a little bit about that here in just a moment. We're also going to have some higher rain chances later this week. Brandy says later this week, question mark. Yes, but also a little bit today. We are going to see the possibility for rain later on today, mainly east of I-35. Not really for the I-35 corridor, kind of more towards the coastal plains, and we're going to be talking about that here in just a moment. Right now outside in San Antonio, northwest San Antonio, 84 degrees, not too bad. A mostly clear sky, just a few puffy clouds. Few puffy clouds out of Calaveras Lake as well and towards the airport. Everybody's sitting pretty much in the 80s. Not too bad out there. Let's look at the allergens. Something that always gets me is ragweed. And ragweed is coming in at a medium level today at 280, mold at a medium level at 630, and fall elm is light at 70. That's everything we've got on the allergy report so far for today. Now there is a little bit of rainfall down to our south, impacting areas of Padre Island, south of Corpus Christi, all the way down towards Brownsville, a little bit of rainfall there. Not really seeing any in our region, but we're going to have more of a chance for rain as we head later on today. Yesterday, we had a good amount of rainfall in parts of the, oh goodness, I fast forwarded to the end on accident. Yesterday, we had a good amount of rain over towards Del Rio. They had a good amount of rain in Val Verde, Edwards, Rock Springs area, and Edwards counties, and stretching down towards Kinney County near Brackettville. Good amount of rain, but not going to see that much off that direction for today. Let's take a wider look at the state of Texas. A good amount of shower activity now kind of southwest of Del Rio. That's moving away, kind of like what we experienced yesterday. They've got that slow-moving showers. Looking over towards areas to the west, north of Big Bend National Park, they're experiencing shower and thunderstorm activity. We saw what was going on to our south, and then let's look further on off to the east. There are already rivers in flood in Mississippi. They already have flood warnings up, and that means, yes, the river is already in flood, and here comes a hurricane. So they have or a tropical storm right now, but Sally is forecast to become a hurricane as it makes landfall somewhere near Alabama, Mississippi, and Florida, and that's going to dump a lot of rain down in the next few days, and we're going to look at that in a second and give more of an update on the tropics. But first, I want to talk a little bit more about our forecast for today. Now, by 4 p.m., look off to our east. A little bit of shower activity. That's going to be moving closer and closer towards us as we head into the latter part of the afternoon, early part of the evening. Here comes some shower and thunderstorm activity into the coastal plains. We're talking Cuero, Carn City, could experience a little bit of this, Gonzales, LaGrange. That's going to continue to shift off to the west. And we're going to see a few brief showers tonight, just about a 20 to 30% chance for rain. And by the way, just about a 30% chance for rain for today. Moving into tomorrow morning, maybe a brief shower or two down towards Cotulla, and then we'll see more chances for rain in the afternoon, really for everybody. A 30 to 40% chance for showers and storms on Tuesday. Not talking about any of that long-term rain, just kind of brief showers here and there to give a little bit of a brief cool down to your area, because temperatures are expected to rise into the upper 80s to lower 90s. Bruce says he loves the weather. I'll tell you what, I love the weather, especially in the mornings right now. If you haven't been going out early in the morning, right around sunrise, do it. It is beautiful outside, and I'm expecting those beautiful mornings to continue all throughout this week, with the possibility of a little bit of rain here and there too. So just know that you may get a little bit of a shower in the morning too. Maybe just take the coffee on the front porch instead of take a walk around the block. Let's take a look at Wednesday at 6 a.m. Maybe a little bit of shower activity there. And then, yes, we are going to have rain chances as we head into the afternoon on Wednesday as well. Now, we're not expecting a ton of rain each day over this next week. The thing is, you may get lucky one day and then the next day it doesn't rain. Or you may get lucky only one day this entire week with rainfall, and the rest of the week you stay dry while your neighbors are getting the rain. We're expecting anywhere from a half of an inch of rain or less across the region over the next 7 days. Rain chances stay at a 40% chance or less all week. So that lets you know, well, not everyone's going to see rain each day. The higher chances for rain are going to be for areas closer towards the coastal plains, which is closer on towards the coast itself. Some spots could see anywhere from a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch when you get closer on towards Port Aransas, Corpus Christi, and Port Lavaca. So a little bit of rainfall is going to help out a lot. What you're seeing there on the radar, by the way, when you look up at the map here, you're seeing a little bit of green. And you may say, wait, is that shower activity? That's actually false returns from the radar. It's actually not raining in those areas. Sometimes the radar gets a little confused and it thinks it's seeing rain and it's not. That's what it's doing there. So not actually rain on the radar there. But the aquifer is doing very well. 664.4 feet right now. The 24-hour change just above a half of a foot, an increase. The 10-day average at 660.3, but stage 1 water restrictions are still in place. They remain in effect here for possibly up to the next 2 weeks before we see them get lifted. It's got to stay above 660 for a while. So we'll keep you updated on that. Right now, just keep doing your part. Make sure you're watering your lawn on the proper day and just kind of limit that water use so that we can make sure we can get out of these stage 1 restrictions. You know, I said Sally was a tropical storm, but this just updated here while we were doing this update. The Air Force Reserve hurricane hunters are in the storm right now. The NOAA Corps hurricane hunters are flying above it in a Gulfstream 4, which is a jet, and then the Air Force Reserve hurricane hunters are in their C-130Js flying through the storm at low altitude, gathering data using their drop signs. I've shown them on these lives before, and it looks like their aircraft just gathered enough data to allow this storm to be updated to a Category 1 hurricane. So Sally, now a Category 1 hurricane. It's not the only hurricane we have out there right now in the Atlantic. Paulette made landfall. This is a very tough landfall because Bermuda is so small. You know, it's such a small area to hit to be able to have a landfall, but Paulette made landfall in Bermuda over the last 24 hours. So it just passed over that small island in the Atlantic. It's expected to curve out. Tropical depression Renee weakened. Teddy is a tropical storm that formed just in the last 24 hours. And Vicky formed in the last 24 hours as well over near the Cape Verde Islands, a very active Gulf of Mexico. You may be saying, hold up now, what's that off the Texas coastline? That low chance for tropical development? Don't worry, it's not expected to really form into anything. If anything, it's going to bring a little bit of rainfall to areas down at the southern tip of Texas, closer on towards Brownsville. That's about it. So let's talk about some of these tropical systems that we have out there in the Atlantic. First of all, Paulette made landfall in Bermuda, moving off to the north at 14 miles per hour with 100-mile-per-hour sustained winds. This storm is expected to miss the United States wide. Going to stay out there in the Atlantic, not expected to be any issues, but we'll keep you updated on it. Tropical Depression Renee is expected to weaken to a remnant low as we make our way throughout the next 24 hours and just kind of fall apart, which is good news. And then unfortunately, Sally. This storm is expected to intensify to around 90-mile-per-hour sustained winds there when it gets near Chandelier Island in Louisiana. That's kind of east-southeast of New Orleans and just south of Mississippi, kind of right located here. That is actually Chandelier Island, kind of hidden right there. But it's going to get really close to the coast and then eventually make landfall by the time we head into Tuesday night and possibly into the early hours of Wednesday. Something unique about this storm is it's moving very slow. Now, if you have friends and family in southeast Louisiana and southern Mississippi, I know that there's a lot of people who may be watching this for their family, so I'm going to give a quick update on it. We could have anywhere up to maybe even 11-foot storm surge on the Mississippi coast. This could also cause for some storm surge just on Lake Pontchartrain there in Louisiana. So around the New Orleans area, we could have a little bit of storm surge as well. I don't think it'll get up to 11 feet, but it could cause a little bit of surge off their way and into Bayou La Batterie in parts of coastal Alabama, Dauphin Island, stretching over to Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, up Mobile Bay. They could experience some surge as well. So we're going to watch this real close. The weaker side of the storm is going to be hitting the New Orleans area. It appears as of right now. So if you have any friends and family in New Orleans, it does look like the weaker side of the storm will hit them. The stronger part of the storm looks like it could hit Jackson County, Mississippi. We'll continue to watch this storm as it pushes north. Lots of rainfall expected from this. I actually want to bump this back to show the amount of rain they're expecting. This is going to be one of those slower moving storms Not as slow as Harvey, and not going to be as much of an issue for them as what Texas experienced with Harvey. But it is going to cause them some issues, as in they could get up to maybe 10 inches of rain, maybe 20 inches of rain, or even, not 20 inches, around 15 to 20 inches at most in parts of southern Mississippi and southern Alabama. So that's a good amount of rainfall. My graphic system is going a little slow for me, guys. Just give me 1 second. Let me try to get this adjusted. I know it's a lot of moving right now. But you'll notice where the heavier rain is going to be. They could experience anywhere from, let's say, 10 inches to even possibly up to, at most, I would say, 20 inches along the Mississippi coast and Alabama coast. With the amount of rain. Kaylee says, okay, what about Texas? Kaylee, this isn't going to impact Texas at all. We talked about our forecast here just a moment ago, and we're about to bump back to it. This is kind of just a quick update on the tropics, because I know some of us may have friends and family over there towards coastal Louisiana and coastal Mississippi. This is a place I know that a lot of people came to after Katrina. So I just wanted to give a quick update on Sally for our friends. Here's Teddy out there in the Atlantic, expected to kind of stay out in the Atlantic. Right now, a tropical storm could become a Category 3 hurricane, but it looks like it will miss the United States wide as well. Great news there. Tropical storm Vicky, way out there by the Cape Verde Islands, expected to become a remnant low. Not going to be too much of an issue there. We have one name left. It is Wilfred. And then we have to shift to the alphabet, the Greek alphabet instead, like alpha and beta. That's only happened once before, where we've used all of the names in one season and we had to switch to the Greek alphabet, and that was back in 2005, which was the year that Katrina occurred, and Rita occurred that year as well for Texas and Louisiana. And it's going to be something that we watch closely, of course. We'll keep you updated on the tropics, but right now, South Texas doing just fine. Hey, Kaylee, no problem. I'm going to bump back and give more of an update for our forecast as well. So here's a look at what we have for our 7-day right here in South Texas. I see a good question here. Jared says, is Houston going to be hit with the remnants of Sally? Jared, the answer is no. The Sally is going to turn east and then kind of move off the East Coast sometime over the next 7 days. So it's going to dump a lot of rain in Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, and then it's going to kind of just go on off towards the east. No impacts for Texas. That was just kind of a quick update for all of our friends and family who may be off in that direction. So let's bump things back towards our area right here in South Texas. Here's what we have. A 30% chance for showers and storms, mainly for the really late afternoon. Guys, the majority of today, it's going to be like what it is outside right now. Mostly clear to partly cloudy, no rain chance until we head into the latter part of the afternoon, and that's going to continue into the evening with about a 30% chance. So rain chance is not that high, but they're there. 30% chance for rain for Tuesday as well. You'll notice these temperatures, they're sticking in the lower 90s to upper 80s for highs. That's right where we should be this time of year. The top right corner of your screen showing our average in this around 70 for low, 91 for the highs, right where we should be. It's nice to not be in that triple-digit heat anymore, right? So as we make our way throughout the next week, looking like we'll be around average. A little bit of rain here and there should continue to help out the aquifer. Let's cross our fingers and let's hope we can get out of these stage 1 water restrictions and also help out our front lawns just a little bit here and there. The best chances for rain this week going to be Thursday and Friday. 40% chances for rain there. Just a slight chance for rain on Saturday. So that shouldn't impact your outdoor plans too much. But we'll keep you updated if that starts to change a little bit. So not a bad week ahead of us, looking pretty nice, as far as the temperatures being more manageable, and then a little bit of rain chances here and there, but not too much rain. You don't want too much rain. A little bit of rain here and there is great. You just don't want too much of it. But over day 8 through day 14, beyond the 7-day forecast, it looks like we could switch from this little bit of rain activity to really dry again, where we have below average rainfall expected from day 8 through day 14. Remember, this is beyond the 7-day forecast. Doesn't include these next 7 days. And then let's look at day 8 through day 14 for temperature trends as well. It looks like we'll be right around average to possibly just below average. So maybe upper 80s, not by much, but a little bit cooler, not too bad to see some cooler temperatures. And that means that these nice temperatures we're having each morning, where it's real comfortable. I told you how nice it was this morning. If you like that, well, don't worry. We got more of that this week. Try to get up early and enjoy those nice conditions, because it has been really nice each morning across the region. The Lone Star 3-day forecast. Let's take a look at what some of our neighbors are experiencing in case you're traveling yourself. Looks like we're going to be having temperatures in the 80s to 90s for highs each day. A little bit of rain here and there for some of our neighbors, like down in Corpus. And even though Austin isn't showing any rain there in their forecast, as far as what the icon looks like, I'll let you know they still may have about a 20% chance for rain if you're headed up their way. Same thing goes for our neighbors over towards Houston. They could have a little bit of rain themselves. So let's look at the Texas State Park forecast as we get ready to wrap things up here, guys. Seeing temperatures in the 80s to 90s for highs tomorrow afternoon. Remember, this is the State Park forecast for tomorrow. I'm a big supporter of state parks. I hope you can get out and check out some of the great ones we have here in South Texas, because we really do have a lot of wonderful ones, including Enchanted Rock, which is one of my favorites, just north of Fredericksburg. Pedernales Falls is in northern Blanco County, kind of close to Johnson City, just east of there. You also have Garner State Park, which is a popular one, not just for South Texas, but a lot of Texans travel there to go see Garner State Park. It's a beautiful one. Devil's Sinkhole and Devil's River. Devil's River is one that's on my bucket list. I want to go check out that spot at Central Val Verde County, but north of Del Rio. And then Blanco State Park is a great one too. One a little bit closer, Guadalupe River State Park. If you've never been out there, that is a favorite of mine as well. So I see a question about rain in Comfort, Texas. We're going to have a chance for it over the next few days. We're not talking about a ton of rain, but if we do see any rain today, it will be the latter part of the afternoon. So getting kind of further even into the evening, just after sunset. I hope that answers your question there. But I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. You know, we're going to have more of an update coming up later on the newscasts about what Sally's doing. Meteorologist Megan Massey's doing a kind of a special weather story on what's going on in the tropics right now, where Sally's going, what some of the impacts are going to be for our coastal communities to the east. Remember, not including Texas. This is to the east, though. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to talk a little bit more about what the Stage 1 water restrictions are at the moment and when they could be lifted, because we're above 660 now for the 10-day. When could these be lifted? We'll talk more about that coming up tonight on some of our newscasts. Weather Chief Bill Taylor's on at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson is going to be on coming up here in just about 40 minutes. Be sure to watch Ken's 5 at noon for the latest update on news and weather across the region. And don't forget, we'll have more of an update coming up at 4, 5, 6, and 10 tonight with Weather Chief Bill Taylor. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Get out and enjoy some of the drier conditions that we have right now. It's already starting to heat up a little bit outside with temperatures in the 80s and nearing that 90-degree mark. But hey, at least it's not that triple-digit heat. Have a wonderful Monday, and we'll keep you updated right here at Ken's 5.